Hello, my name is Phoebe Hayward and I am doing the rehearsal script for Jim and Toula. Hello everyone, welcome. Jim, Toula, Nikki and John, thank you for being here today. This rehearsal is simply a relaxed run through so everyone feels comfortable and confident for the ceremony on Saturday. Nothing needs to be perfect today. We are simply walking through the flow of the ceremony so that you can enjoy and relax and be present on the day. Nikki, thank you for assisting as both the interpreter and witness. And John, thank you for being a witness for the marriage. During the ceremony, Jim and Toula, you will be standing together at the front of the ceremony space facing each other. Beautiful. I'll be standing slightly to the side and behind you so your family and friends can clearly see you throughout the ceremony. Nikki, you will stand close enough on Toula's side to assist with the interpretation whenever required during the legal parts of the ceremony. Just enough that she can hear you, yes. And John, you will be seated with the guests until it's time to sign the marriage documents. For your ceremony, all guests will already be seated before the processional begins. I will be positioned at the front, waiting for the ceremony to commence. Jim, you will take your place at the ceremony area before Toula arrives, where you are standing now. When the processional music begins, all guests will be asked to stand, and Toula, you will then walk down the aisle escorted by your children, Eleni and Nikos. They will accompany you to the front where they will formally present you before taking their seats. Once everyone is in position, we will begin the ceremony. The signing table will be positioned to the side of the ceremony space so it remains visible to guests while allowing enough room for photographs, so just over there. And we will move to the signing table later in the ceremony after the declaration of marriage. I'll now run through the order of the ceremony for tomorrow. We'll go housekeeping, the processional, so Toula, you'll walk down the aisle, the welcoming to the ceremony, the escort, which is the giving away, the introduction, your story as a couple, then we'll have a reading by Nicholas, the monotum, the asking, legal vows, personal vows, the ring exchange, the pronouncing, the kiss, signing of the register, the conclusion, summing up, congratulations and presentation to your family and friends. Then you'll exit, which is the recessional, and you'll all meet at the back for the group photo. So the monotum, I want to briefly explain the monotum. This is a legal requirement under Australian marriage law that must be spoken exactly as it appears in the Marriage Act. It explains the nature and significance of marriage. I will read the monotum first, and Nikki will then interpret for Toula. Neither of you need to do anything during this part other than listen and be present. You will each be required to say your legal vows aloud. The wording of these vows is prescribed by law and must be spoken exactly as written. I will guide you through the process one section at a time. Because Toula requires an interpreter, we will follow a specific process. For Jim's legal vows, I will say the vow to Jim, you will repeat it, and Nikki will then interpret it for Toula. For Toula's legal vows, I will say the vow, Nikki will interpret it into Greek, Toula will then repeat the vow in Greek, and Nikki will then interpret Toula's words back into English. We will take our time, and there is absolutely no need to rush. Then we'll have the signing of the register. Following the declaration of marriage and the kiss, we will then move to the signing table, which is just over there as stated before. Guests will all remain seated and enjoy the signing music while the legal paperwork is completed. Jim and Toula, you will come to the signing table first, then I'll invite Nikki and John to come over and join us, and you will stand behind Jim and Toula behind their chairs there. Now some instructions for the witnesses. Nikki and John, please remain seated and nearby and ready when I call you forward. The signing order will be Jim, you will sign all the documents. Toula, you will then sign all of the documents. Nikita, you will then sign all the documents. And John, you will sign all the documents. I will sign all of the documents last. Jim and Toula will remain seated throughout the signing process. and the witnesses and I will remain standing while we are signing. Once you have completed your signatures, you may quietly return to your seats for the witnesses. Then we will return to the ceremony position, so where you're standing now for Jim and Toula, and I'll return to where I am. So then at the conclusion of the ceremony, I will present you as Mr. and Mrs. James and Fatula Peters. You will then walk back down the aisle together as husband and wife. Your guests will remain in place until you have exited, which they will then follow and gather for the group photograph just out the back. Following the group photo, you will leave for your formal photographs while guests enjoy the refreshments, and the reception will commence at 12:30 at the Terrace Cafe behind the lake for everyone. Is there any final questions, or does that all sound okay for now? Nikki, yes, you're okay? Okay. In saying all of that, before we continue, I would like to explain how we'll use the interpreter throughout the ceremony to ensure Toula fully understands everything that's being said. Nikki, please stand close by and be prepared. I will let you know everything that you need to in time. You'll interpret to Greek. She will talk them back to you, and you'll interpret to English to Jim. The most important parts here are the monotum, which is the legal part, the asking, and the legal vows. And the legal vows. Sorry, and also the personal vows and the ring exchange. Okay, thank you. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, everyone. It's so exciting for tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you then.